Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be discussing if the Raiders should bring in cornerback Xavien Howard and what comes with that. So we're gonna be discussing his stats from last year and also how he will fit on this defense. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get the intro started, and let's get the show cracking. What's happening, man? What's going on with my Raider family, man? Once again, you're back for another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like and on the subscribe button. And please hit on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes or get updates like this right here. But like I was saying, man, we got to go ahead and go over if the Raiders should sign Xavien Howard. If you have not already heard, I don't know how you haven't, right? But the Miami Dolphins have released cornerback Xavien Howard, I believe, on Thursday or Wednesday. They released him. Now, it seems like the Dolphins are releasing a lot of talent. They also released Emmanuel Ogbah as well. So they're starting to relieve some cap space, it looks like, over there to try to make some moves. But as you know, with cap casualties come some players that still have some good ball left in them, right? So is Xavien Howard one of those guys? We will dissect right now, right? So obviously, it's already been pushed, you know, that cornerback is one of the Raiders' needs. I've even put it in one of my videos, highlighting the team's biggest needs, right? Cornerback was the last. Now, I will say it's not the biggest team need. I don't think it's something you should prioritize over defensive tackle or things in that, or offensive line, right? I don't think you prioritize this position over those. But at the end of the day, it wouldn't be bad to have another veteran over there, right? But I mean, we saw what it looked like with Marcus Peters a little bit, and when he was on his game, the defense looked good with him, right? But then you get the flip side of that, where you get an aging veteran, they're not as willing to tackle. Maybe they're not as willing to stick their nose and do certain things that a younger guy might be willing to do. So these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. But as we continue, right, let's go ahead and go over Xavien Howard's stats and what it look like. So right now he's sitting at 30 years old. All right. 30 years old for a cornerback is not old, really. He's still got a lot of years left on him, right? A lot of ball left in him. So 30, he could probably play for another 5 to 6 if he really wanted to at the cornerback position. So, I mean, that's not that bad there. But when you look at his stats, okay, he was targeted 71 times, gave up 44 receptions. So keep that in mind. He was targeted 71 times and gave up 44 receptions. Okay, so boom. He only had 1 interception this past season, coming from a guy that has historically been great at coming down with the football on the defensive side of the ball. 1 interception for him is a pretty down year. I'm not gonna lie. For him, you would expect somewhere between 2 to 3. Right? Like, so because he usually gets his hands on the football. So last year, bit of a down year, you could say. Solo tackles, had 38 solo tackles. His PFF grade, if you guys take stock into that, is 55.1. I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit about PFF, but I am gonna say I don't use their stuff as church either, right? It's not Bible. So I mean, some is good information, but others you're like, you can do it out. But that's his PFF grade. Now, a lot of people are saying he's past the prime. Right? He's past his prime. All his great football is behind him. Now we can only look forward to good, right, football. Is this a guy that you want to bring in? Now, I pose to you guys this question right here, right? Because I'll give you my answer, what I think they should do, but I'm going to give it to you at the end. All right? I want to present some information to y'all so y'all can think a little bit, and then we critically make this decision. So even with Xavien Howard, are we saying that we don't think Jacorian Bennett can develop into anything at all? Because that's the question that you're going to have to ask yourself. I think that's the question you have to ask yourself in bringing any cornerback in here. Even if we were sitting here talking about L'Jarius Sneed, right? If we were sitting here talking about L'Jarius Sneed, I'm still going to pose the question, do you give up on Jacorian Bennett's development and say, we don't think he'll ever be what L'Jarius Sneed will be, or we don't ever think he will, or he's just not ready for that position right now. We're going to get Xavien Howard. But goddamn, year 2, no leap, right? It's starting to look grim. So do you trust in Jacorian Bennett's development enough to say, well, maybe we shouldn't get that type of guy? Maybe, right? Also, what else we got to think about? Price tag, number of years, right? How long is this supposed to be? Because that's the next question. Now, when you sitting and getting a guy like Xavien Howard, okay, like I said, you got 5 to 6 good years probably of good football at the cornerback position if he was to take care of himself and do the right things, right? So what are you giving him that's fair? What is he looking for? 2-year deal? 3-year deal? Right? Like that's the next question we got to talk about. Now, he was just cut. So I'm not anticipating him breaking the bank. But at the end of the day, he's still proven. He's still been in the league. He's done things. He has a track record. So he's going to ask for some bread. Now, the number of years that is to be seen. Is it going to be a year? Is it going to be 2 years, 3 years? That's the question you have to ask yourself because it has to make sense for the ball club. Signing him to a 3-year deal doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? It doesn't make any sense when you can be signing younger options at other positions that help you greater, right? So I think, it's a very, very, very weird thing to look at, right? When you talk about the money and all that other stuff. But now we go on to the field because all that's business, right? All that's business. Well, Jacorian business not really business, but most of it's business. We go on to the field. Does he fit the scheme? Next question you got to ask yourself. And most of these questions that I'm asking you, I'm probably going to ask y'all for a lot of the free agents that we're supposedly looking at, right? These are the 3 questions. Do we already have a player in place that's developing, and do we believe in that player's development? 2, does the money and length make sense for the ball club, right? Does the money and length make sense for us? And 3, does he fit the scheme? Does he fit on the field? Most importantly, it's 3, right? But does he fit on the field and does he fit the scheme? I mean, to a degree, you can say he's very comfortable in that man coverage, right? I mean, and when you look at us, we blitzed a lot. We wanted to put pressure on the quarterback, all right? And at the same time, what does that make your corners do? They're going to have to cover. They're going to have to be able to hold that one-on-one matchup and get busy. Can Xavien Howard do that? Yes, he can do that. He can do that. Now, at what level? To be seen. Now, my answer to if the Raiders should sign him, I'd say they wait on him. But I would bring him in. I would bring him in. Stipulation, though, only a 1 to 2 year deal. I'm not going anywhere above that. If it's not a 1 to 2 year deal, it's done so. It's done, right? I'm not redoing it. And damn near, even if I say 2 years, it's gonna be a year with an out in the second, right? Like that's how I would structure this deal. Because although I think he can provide some very much needed talent in that back end, and some good attitude as far as getting the football, there are certain things, right, that I think that we've already highlighted that can potentially not make sense for us, right? Jacorian Bennett, how much did the coaching staff believe in him? Money-wise, right? Doesn't make sense to shell out a lot of bread to an aging corner when you got so many other guys coming in from free agency, so many guys that have not been franchise tagged yet, right? We still have to look at what the Baltimore Ravens are going to do because they can only franchise either Justin Madubuike or Patrick Creed. One of them motherfuckers is not going to be on the Ravens next year. They're not going to be there unless they figure out how to move money around and do all that. They might. The cap space just got bigger or whatever, but they're going to have to figure that out. They're going to have to choose one. We'll see who they choose, right? Same shit with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to have to choose between L'Jarius Sneed and Chris Jones. They got to choose. Whoever they don't choose is gone. That's how I'm looking at it right now. Christian Wilkins still hasn't gotten tagged. I've heard things about DJ Reader. We'll talk about DJ Reader a little later. But, do you sign an aging corner or an aging D tackle now? Now, these are a lot of questions that we're posing. But I will say, I would bring Xavien Howard in only on a short-term deal, though. I'm not bringing him on on anything long term or anything like that. Short term deal. That way, if you in camp, I make it a true battle, right? In camp, I would make it a true battle between him, Ja'Cory Bennett, whoever wants to get that opposite side of Jack Jones, because I'm already thinking that Jack Jones is going to be starting on one side. So who's going to get that opposite side, right? Make it a true battle, just like we're doing with the quarterbacks. How I say with the quarterbacks, you got a veteran, you got Aiden, who's a second-year dude, and then you get a young rookie. Same shit with the corners, right? You get the veteran, Xavien Howard, if you can get him. You got Ja'Cory Bennett in the second year. Maybe you get a rookie in the draft somewhere. No high-profile rookie, I'll tell you that. If you sign Xavien Howard, they better not sign or draft no cornerback in the first 3 rounds. Definitely not, right? But at the end of the day, you get one in the 4th, whatever the case, right? Boom, there we go. But I think it'll bring good competition. It'll bring good leadership, and it'll bring, just a veteran presence. So like I said, I would do it, but it has to make sense. So like 1 to 2 years, but it's something I would do, and then make it a true battle in camp to see if Ja'Cory Bennett can beat him out. And there we go, right? So that's why I think the plan is. You guys let me know down below. How do you feel about the Raiders signing Xavien Howard? Do you think it should happen? Do you think it should not happen? Go ahead, let me know down below, man. Let's discuss it, and let's see, what we can come up with. Once again, make sure you guys are hitting the like, hitting the subscribe button. Y'all know what time it is. It's a beautiful Sunday, so you guys make sure you guys go ahead, chill out with the fam, get your mentals right. Hope everybody is enjoying their time right now and enjoying their Sunday as you're watching this. And make sure you guys tap in for what we got going on later on in the week. Might be a live tonight in y'all future Turf and Rundown. Make sure y'all stay tuned tonight. But if so, y'all see me during the week, and y'all know and keep it remembered. I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young Cash App, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?